Hi guys, welcome back to TOEFL with Juva. The TOEFL is hard, but if you know how to get a high score, it's so much easier. In this lesson, I will give you 10 top tips to boost your score quickly. Let's get started! Let's start with tip number 1, use templates. Guys, this is one of the best ways to get a high TOEFL score. Use templates for TOEFL speaking and writing. What is a template? A template gives you sentence starters that include great vocabulary and that help you organize your answer. If you memorize a template before you take the TOEFL, you don't have to think about how to start. You can simply start speaking and writing. This saves you so much time and improves your score because it makes sure that you use a large vocabulary. You can find templates for all the TOEFL writing and speaking tasks in my TOEFL materials. Just click on the link in the description. Tip number 2 is know the test structure. You must know what to expect so that you are not surprised during the test. There are 4 sections: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. Each of them has the same type of question every time. And guys, this is amazing because it means that you can prepare it. This will help you save time in the TOEFL and improve your score. Even if you only have a few days to prepare, get familiar with what you will see on the actual test. Develop strategies so you know how to approach each task. This will be so helpful because you won't be surprised on test day. You will know what you have to do and how to get a high score. If you want to know more about each task, check out my TOEFL materials. They include full sample answers, strategies, and much more to improve your score. The link is in the description. Tip number 3 is answer all the questions. There is no penalty for a wrong answer. Plus, even if you guess, you may get an answer right. Actually, most of the time you're not randomly guessing. You probably have a good idea that the answer is not 1 or 2 of the choices. Therefore, eliminate those and guess from the remaining choices. I'm not saying that you should just guess on the entire TOEFL, but if you run out of time or really don't know the answer, go ahead and mark one of the choices. It's worth a try to boost your score a bit. Tip number 4 is take practice tests. Taking practice tests is the best way to get used to the test structure. If you have time, you can use the tests in different ways. Start by taking all the time you need to answer them and check your answers. As you get closer to the actual test, use a timer. That way, you can get used to the amount of time you have for each section. I can't stress how important it is to take at least one practice test if you want to get a high score. Let's check out tip number 5. Listen and take notes. Preparing for TOEFL listening is important. The best way to do that is to listen to recordings. Listen to fun things as well as academic subjects. The listening section has lectures and conversations that are a couple minutes long, so you can prepare for those by listening to podcasts on academic topics. However, you can also listen to fun programs or watch television to improve your listening skills too. Plus, you should practice taking notes. At first, it's hard to listen and take notes in a foreign language. Therefore, get used to doing it before the TOEFL test. While listening to a podcast, jot down the main ideas. If you are used to taking notes, you will miss fewer details during the actual test. That's a good reason to practice, isn't it? Tip number 6 is read. You need a good vocabulary for the TOEFL test, and one of the best ways to add new words is to read. Now, the test has academic topics, so you should read a variety of articles that are on subjects you are not used to. That way, you can get used to finding information in a variety of sources. I often read news or other articles on the internet. However, it's hard to focus on reading serious material all the time, isn't it? Don't worry, you can read fun books too. It doesn't matter what you read. A mystery novel or fantasy book still gives you new vocabulary and grammar patterns. You might not remember the first time you see the word, but reading a book shows you how a word is used in context. Usually, an author uses the same words more than once, so you get lots of practice without being aware of it. Even though these books may not seem educational, you're still using a foreign language. Any practice is helpful. The more you read in English, the more comfortable you will be when you see new texts on a TOEFL test. Let's have a look at tip number 7. Review linking words. Most TOEFL websites tell you to memorize vocabulary. Well, I don't think that's a great way to use your time. Word lists are not very effective because the TOEFL has so many topics and you don't know what you will find. Plus, it's hard to memorize random words without a context. If you want to improve your vocabulary, write down new words from your reading that you don't know. Review the list in your spare time, such as when you are riding a bus. Plus, take the time to learn linking words. These are words like however or therefore. Linking words show how ideas join together. They are really important. If you have only a limited time, focus on reviewing linking words. They are in every section of the TOEFL test. They help you see how the listening and reading passages are organized. Plus, they help you arrange an awesome answer in the writing and speaking sections. Linking words are a must for boosting your score. Let's go on with tip number 8. Speak. Speaking is another essential skill, but lots of people are uncomfortable with it. Therefore, speak as much as possible. If you can, I highly recommend finding a native speaker to chat with. It can be online or sitting in a coffee shop. It doesn't matter what you talk about. The point is to get used to speaking comfortably. When you are alone, you can still practice speaking. Talk to yourself in English. Try practicing new words out loud. Read a page from a book. Tell yourself a story. Discuss the ingredients as you're cooking. Talking to yourself really helps. You will become more used to forming complete sentences and saying sounds which may be unusual in your native language. Let's check out tip number 9. Check your equipment. If you are taking the TOEFL Home Edition, you have to follow certain requirements about the computer you're using and the room you're in. Before the test, confirm that everything is ready to go. If you want to learn more about the TOEFL Home Edition, check out my video about that. The link is in the description. If you are going to a testing center, you still should be prepared. Make sure you know the route and have plenty of time. Do you need a bus or train ticket? Check the schedule to confirm the departure time so you're not late. Make sure that you have all the paperwork you need too. Do you have your picture ID? You don't want any problems and stress on the test due to running late or not having the proper materials ready. Finally, here comes tip number 10. Don't forget to rest before the test. The TOEFL is a long test and lots of people try to cram the night before, staying awake late rather than sleeping. You won't perform well if you're tired. Therefore, relax the night before the test. Also, don't forget to eat a good meal. You don't want to be distracted because you're tired and hungry. On the same line, wear comfortable clothes. You don't have to wear formal clothes, just clothes that are clean and presentable. If your clothes are too hot, itchy or tight, they will distract you from the test. In other words, make sure you are as relaxed and comfortable as possible so you can focus on the test. That's it. That's 10 tips to prepare for the TOEFL test. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions or a video wish, comment below and I would love to see you here next time. Bye bye.